Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back to all of my subscribers. And yay, I made it to 1,000. So thank you for all of your support. And as always, thank you for your support in the Facebook junk journal groups, and thank you for your support in the Etsy store. So today we are going to the library. I've put together some library pockets, some library card pockets, and let me just give you a quick run through. So this one here, I created a window for it. You can always, glue these down into your book, That's traditionally when you go to the library, you take out a book. At least when I was a little girl, these things were glued into the book. But if you don't want to glue it into the book, you can journal on the back. So this one has a window. I did some embellishments with some die cuts. This one, no window. And you could still do some journaling on the back or just glue it down. And here's this library card, and I'll just leave these out. Okay, and then this one, I did a window. Had a little fun with this one because when you go to the library, there's a card catalog. Now everything is on the internet. But those of you who remember the old Dewey Decimal System, you'll know what I mean. All right, so I'm kind of dating myself a little bit. So here, this one, I did a clear pocket. And now that I've taken you on a tour of these things, let's get started and looking at how I put all of this together. Alrighty, so let me set these aside. Okay, so I have two versions. I have a long version and I have a short version. Let me just show you what I mean. Okay, so I'll turn it over so you can see. Okay. So here's the short version where the pocket is shorter than the card. And then this is the long version where the pocket is a little bit taller than the card. So we're going to look at both of these. Okay, so if you are doing the long version, okay, if you're doing the long version, you are going to cut a card that is 8 3/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to score at the 3.5 inch mark. Then you are going to turn your card and you are going to score at 3/8 of an inch and 3 7/8 of an inch. Then you'll get these 4 boxes, and what you're going to do is you're going to cut out where I have these X's. And I want you to notice something. Whether you're doing the long version or if you're doing the short version is 8 by 4 1/4, right? With both versions, you are going to score at 3.5. You'll turn the card, and with both versions, you're going to score at 3/8 of an inch and 3 7/8 of an inch. So whether you're long or short, same thing. And then the larger of these little boxes here, that's what you're going to be cutting out, whether you're doing the long version or the short version. Okay, so once you've cut these things out, you will get something that looks like this. Okay, so for the long version, I'll just show you that. here. For the long version, okay, these sides have been cut out, right? And then once you cut your sides out, then you're going to do your angle cuts, angle cut, angle cut, angle cut, and then do your distressing as you see here. Okay, so that's the long version. With the short version, again, you see that these have been cut out, right? And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do your angle cut, angle cut, angle cut, angle cut. And I'd say at this time is when you want to do your notch. Okay, so then what we're going to do is, if you're going to glue this down, then you can glue the flaps on the back, right? You can glue the flaps on the back, right? So you would put your glue here, and then you would close these out. If you're not going to glue this into your journal, then you would glue your flaps, you fold them in, right? And then you would put the glue here, and you would put the glue here, and then you would close it. Okay, and that's how you get your pocket. And what I did, I took the corner rounder, this one, so I'm turning it upside down so I could see it, because when you don't see it, that's when you get those funny cuts. And then I rounded, and then I rounded, and then I, you're gonna do your distressing, right? So again, whether you're long or short, it's the same thing, right? You're going to turn it up. If you're going to glue it down, okay, you're going to glue here, and fold over. If you're not going to glue it down, you want it to be a little bit more movable when you can do your journaling on the back, then you're going to put your flaps in, put your glue here, pull it over, and then you're done. And then again, you can use the corner rounder. Okay, so that is how I did this one. Okay, you'd see here that this is folded, right? Now, then there's the window, right? So what I did with the window, before I folded up anything, okay, it's the same measurements, except this one is the shorter version, right? It's the shorter version. So I cut out a window. You can cut your window any size, right? Do your distressing, and then it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for you to see this, but the acetate-like sheet that I used, that is, let me give you the measurements. The acetate-like sheet that I used is 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. Okay? And then what you're going to do is take your glue. And it's very challenging to see, but I'm running the glue right along the edge of this sheet, and I'm going to do it on all 4 edges. Okay, so it's going to be a challenge to see, but just trust me in what I'm saying. I'm running the glue along the edge on all 4 sides. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to make sure that one of my edges is bumped up right against the edge of this. Okay, so I'm going to try to get this into the center as best as I can, left and right, but I want that top edge to meet this edge, because when I fold it over, I don't want anything impeding my card as I'm trying to insert it. Okay, so I'm making sure that I'm in the center so that when I need to fold everything over, nothing is buckling. Okay, so I'm going to put my glue, because I'm going to make this inner, because I don't want to glue this. I don't want to glue this down, and I want to use the back to journal. So I'm going to glue here, and I'm doing this very quickly just to demonstrate, as I always say. Oh boy. And then I'm just going to take this piece here, and then we're going to fold it. Okay. And that's essentially it. And then what I did was I took some cutouts, and then I distressed them a little bit, and then I just glued them down just to add a little bit of embellishing, a little bit of yeah, some embellishment to it. And then again, you would do your notching out of, not your notching, your corner rounder to do the edges. Okay, so now 2 more things. How did I do the plastic one? And how did I do this one? And the reason why I point out this one in particular is because sometimes you don't always have you might have a print on one side and then a print on the other side, and then when you pull this side up, your image might be upside down. So in this case, you want to use 2 pieces. Okay, and let me show you how I did that. And it's the same way that I did the one that's a clear plastic. So what I did was I cut out 2 pieces, okay? And this piece here is 3.5 by 4.5, and I am going to need the scoreboard because I'm going to do some scoring. So right now our focus is these 2 cards here. Okay. So the back of this, the shorter, when we do the shorter version, the back of this is actually 4.5 this way and 3.5 this way. Okay, so it's going to be 3.5 by 4.5. Okay, so that's the back. Then the front part, right? How I did this, right? You could see that these are these are 2 different papers. Okay, all right. So this next sheet that we're going to put here on top, and again, it's the same way that I did the plastic. This next sheet is going to be 4 1/4 by 4 inches. And watch how I score, because I want my image, when I turn this way to glue everything down, I want my image to be right side up and not upside down. So watch how I do this. Okay, so I am going to flip this over, and the scoring is going to be 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to do that, and 3 7/8 of an inch. Okay, and then I want this part to have the next score line so that when I glue it down, it's going to be right side up. So I have to now move my picture so that that happens, and I'm going to score at the 1/2 inch mark. Okay, and then what we need to do is, I don't know how well you could see those score lines, so let me just make them a little bit more visible to you. I will do a little bit of distressing. Okay, so I'm just going to run that across there so you can see where I've done the scoring. Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to do my angle cuts. So let me do that. Angle cut. And I'm going to do another angle cut. And I cut things in such a way, I don't want these to overlap each other. Because if I'm going to glue this down, I want to make sure it's as flat as possible. So if you need to adjust your angles so that things aren't overlapping, these two, I did that pretty well, 45-degree angle. Okay, so this is what I have here, and I notched it out. You don't have to, you can notch it out. This is what I have with the plastic, okay? So you're going to get your card, the one that is 3.5 by 4.5. And then if you're using the plastic, and you decide that you're going to glue it down this way without wrapping it around, your glue is going to show through. So this is why with the plastic version, I put these edges here on the back, okay? I put those on the back, and this is going to be glued down into a journal, so no one's going to see it anyway, right? Now, I want you to notice something. Whenever you score a page, you actually lose a little bit of the width. I scored this at 3.5, and then I cut this at 3.5. But I want you to take a note and take a look at this. If I tried to slide this in, I can't, right? You see that? I can't slide it in. So what you're going to need to do is take off a hair at a time. Just cut a little at a time. It's better to make several small cuts than to make one big cut. And you've cut too small, and this doesn't look like this. Okay, and then this sheet, well, it goes into the scrap pile. Okay, so let me take a moment and let me take a hair off of this, and I'll come back and then get this glued down. Okay, let's see if I've cut enough. Okay, so I'm going to okay. So here it looks like I've cut enough. Okay. Because when I lay this down, nothing is hanging over. Okay, so then I would just take my glue, run it across here on the inside, and then remember to redo your distressing if you need to. So then I'd run it across on the inside, and then I'd lay it down and glue it down, you know, make sure that that's secure. If I'm not going to glue this into a book, I want it movable, then, you know, you turn it over and do your distressing. Okay, and that is it. That is a wrap for today. If you like the video, please hit the like button, please share, and please subscribe. All right, enjoy the rest of your weekend and take care. Bye-bye.